Hey and welcome, I'm Laura, live Namasturm Yoga. Today's vinyasa practice is going to have a bunch of balance challenges. Let's go ahead and get started in tabletop, so to your hands and knees, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, just a few cat-cow stretches to get that spine warmed up. To begin your Ujjayi breathing practice, connecting the breath to the movement of the body. We're going to be flowing in and out of balance today, so I think balancing transitions can be especially challenging beyond just the poses themselves. I think it can be really fun though. So as always, this is a practice. Do the best you can. Don't mind if you fall or stumble or wobble every once in a while. It might happen to me as well. So just do the best you can and try to enjoy. Coming back to level, let's just start right arm up, left leg up, extend, and then return hand and knee to the floor. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bring it back down. So just starting to think balance just a little bit with one hand and knee on the floor at a time. Keep following the breath. And then the next time right hand and left leg are up, keep hold, extend, engage your core. And if you want to, bend your left knee behind you. Reach back with that right hand for the foot. Pull on up and away. Keep the gaze up. Try to find a little bit of a bow pose here. And then hand and knee back to the floor, switch sides. Right leg out, left arm. And take the little back bend if you can. This is optional. So many things are optional. Yoga is optional, but I hope you find that it's important. All right, let that go. Hands and knee back to the floor. And then just walk the hands a little forward. Let's come to downward facing dog. So tuck toes, lift knees and hips, move the heart back. We're also going to do some vinyasa today, so I want to kind of just warm up the basic poses of our vinyasa sequence. Take a little time with the legs. Rooting into the hands. Make sure your fingers are spread really wide and really connecting to the mat. We're going to move forward to plank, and then we're going to roll open to the left, taking the right arm up. Hands back to the floor, coming back to down dog on an exhale. Inhale, come forward to plank and rolling the other way. So the feet kind of stack, but it's not coming into a full side plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, forward. Just going back and forth a couple times here, lifting, opening. One more time each side. And then as you come back to center, lower down. Let's take a little bow pose here. Bend the knees, reach back with the hands for the feet. Keep both thighs on the floor, but just a gentle stretch as you pull the heels up and away from the hips. Release your feet, hands next to chest. Roll up cobra pose. Shoulders back, heart forward. Downward facing dog. Walking up to the top of the mat. Dangling for a moment, soft knees, upper body hangs free. Loosen up the neck. And then bend the knees more, roll up to stand. Shoulders back and down. Walk the feet together, big toes touch, heels slightly apart at the top end of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms out and up, lift the heart. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Close the eyes. So one aspect of balance that can be really useful to work on is feeling the surface of where you are touching the floor. So specifically, like right now, we're on our feet. See if you can actually feel the heels and the balls of the feet against the floor. Lift the toes, spread them wide, and then just place them lightly back on the ground. Doesn't seem like it's hard to balance on 2 feet because we're used to doing it. But once we get to 1 foot, we want to just be mindful and aware of where the weight is and feeling the floor with that part of our body that is against it. Let's inhale, reach the arms out and up, lift the heart, look up, exhale, swan dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, take a half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, keeping the spine and neck nice and long. Step to plank, and let's hold plank for a couple of breaths. From plank, let's lift right leg, left arm, and put it back down. See if you can stabilize here. Lift and return. One more time each side. Lift and return, and lift and return, and lower, chaturanga, or you can bring knees to the floor. Inhale, up dog, or you can stay with cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. When you're ready, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Half lift, fold, reverse swan dive to come on up. Palms together in front of the heart. And let's just flow through a few more sun A's here. Inhale, exhale, Uttanasana. Follow the pace of your own breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Maybe just one inhale in down dog. Exhale, step, walk, or hop it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse, come up. Exhale, palms together. We're going to do about 3 more at your own pace just to get ourselves really warmed up. Feel free to modify, or you can take this up if you want it more challenging, jumping back, adding in a push-up, making it a power vinyasa if you like. All right, so continue on to your next down dog. We'll meet there and begin to add on to our sequencing. Take your time though, no rush. Your breath is the leader. Once you're in down dog, just take a couple breaths to breathe. Although down dog is not a balance pose, it is a balanced pose, if that makes sense. So we want to have the hands rooting down, the hips lifting up. There should be a balance between effort and ease, and there's kind of a balance between aspects of this pose. So it's a bit of a forward fold, it's a bit of a standing pose, it's even a bit of an inversion if you think about it. Relax your neck. Let's lift the heels and take the right leg up. Open the hip, just stretch those toes for the ceiling. Try to keep your shoulders level. Look forward, step forward. We're going to come to high lunge, finding crescent pose. Front knee over the ankle, come on up. So this doesn't seem like it would be too much in the way of balance, but it actually can get real wobbly because that leg is so far back and the heel is not on the floor. Lunge deeper into the front knee and straighten out that back leg for strength and stability. Keep your gaze steady and keep your breath even. Now let's take the arms out. We're going to wrap the left arm under the right one. Lift the elbows. We're going towards eagle pose, so let's do the arms first. Transferring your weight forward, try to keep the right knee bent as you cross your left thigh over the right one. Tuck the toes behind the calf if you can. Sink the hips, but then lift your elbows up off your chest. Single point of focus. And then from eagle, we're just going to go into chair pose. So unwind, put your left foot on the floor, arms up, and take a vinyasa. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. And moving through your flow to down dog. You can skip the vinyasa part if you prefer. We'll take the left leg into the air, open the hip, reach those toes for the ceiling, root down with the hands, shoulders level, neck relaxed. Look forward, step forward. Finding crescent pose, so just bringing in that high lunge, a little bit of balance, a little bit of stretch, a little bit of strengthening here. Arms up. Although there's energy in the fingertips, the shoulders should be soft. It shouldn't be tension in the arms. And then take those arms out. This time the right one's going to go under the left. Lift the elbows up off the chest. Shift your weight forward. Cross the right leg over the left, but try to keep your left knee bent. Tuck your toes, lift the elbows, sink the hips for Eagle, Garudasana. Now notice, our bottom leg is really already as we want it to be in chair pose. So as we unwind, like the level of our head doesn't even change. Just foot to the floor, arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, and moving through Vinyasa, head back to down dog. From here, inhale, right leg up, just one breath. Exhale, step the foot forward. This time, warrior one. Step your left toes out, pivot your back, heel down. Come on up. Basic standing pose. We are able to root into that back heel, so this is not too tricky in the balance department. But we do want to try to find appropriate alignment. So that right hip moves back, left one forward, shoulders level over hips. Now, we're going to take the arms behind us, interlace the fingers. So pull your shoulder blades together and down, and then start to lift your hands up off your waist. We're going to transfer the weight to the right foot and come into a variation of warrior three. Float your back leg up. Reach head and heel away from each other. Level with the floor now, but we're going to allow ourselves to drop a little deeper if you want, letting the upper body come down and the left leg go higher. Breathe here. Keep your gaze at a single point to help you out. Now, hands back to the waist, release the clasped hands. See if you can reach down with your right fingers and grab your right big toe. Pull up against the toe. And we're going to lower the left leg next to the right. We're going to keep hanging on to that right big toe and take it up with us. Coming up to a standing balance pose. Now we're on the left foot. Left hand can come to your hip. And then take that right leg open to the side. Shoulders level, hips level, so try not to hike up your right hip. And then we're just going to let go of that right big toe and step it behind us, opening out for warrior two. Lunge into the left foot, adjust your alignment, front heel and back arch line up. Arms out at shoulder height and look over those front fingers. Turn the front palm up, reverse warrior just for a breath, and then hands to the floor, take a vinyasa. Heading back to down dog. And we'll do the sequence on the other side. Inhale, take the left leg into the air. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Inhale, starting with your warrior one. Hold, take a few breaths here. So we have to include some of these really nice grounded standing poses in our practice in order for the practice itself to be balanced. If everything we did, we were like wobbling and really trying to keep from falling over, it could be much more challenging. Some of these grounded poses give us the foundation we need to balance once we get off of both feet. Hands behind the back, interlace fingers, shoulder blades together and down. Lifting the hands up off the waist now. Start to move the body forward. Float the back leg up, starting with basically a variation of warrior three, so we're real level with the floor. Hips should be level here as well, but now allow, maybe you want them to go in the same way, so you don't want just the upper body to drop but the leg not to move. So if the upper body's going down, the leg goes up to the same degree if possible. Now, releasing the hands carefully behind your back. See if you can reach down with the left fingers. Now, if this is too much for balance, bring your right fingers to the floor as well, so it feels more like a standing split, but otherwise you can have your right hand on your hip or just alongside your body. Pull up against that toe so that you're pulling away from your leg with the upper body. Take your right foot down next to the left and then take the leg up with you as you come back up to standing balance. Right hand to hip. Take your leg open if you're kicking a wall. Do the best you can. You gotta move. I'm right really close to this wall here. Ooh. All right, now we're gonna just let go of that foot and step it behind us for warrior two. Adjust your alignment when you get there. Shoulders over hips, arms at shoulder height. Look forward over the front fingertips. Turning your front palm up, reverse warrior, take a breath, and hands to the floor, vinyasa. Breathe. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, step walk or hop your feet forward. Half lift. Fold down. Let's take chair pose. Bend the knees, sink the hips, Utkatasana. We're going to twist to the right. So left elbow outside of the right leg. Press the palms to turn the heart. Feet and knees should still be together. Now standing on the right foot, step the left foot to the back of the mat. Just shoot it back there. Knee remains over ankle. Reach through that back heel and potentially fly the arms. Left arm outside of that right leg completely. Float on up. Keep your twist. I know this can be challenging balance-wise as well. Do your best. Reach back if you can, maybe grabbing the outer left thigh with the right hand. Look to your back heel. From here, we're going to float into Revolve half moon. So we're going to keep our twist. Let the left fingers move down in front of our foot or mat. Float the back leg up. Shoulders stack. And if you want to go a little deeper, you could even bend your left knee, which is the lifted one. Reach back with the right hand and then pull heel up and away from the hip. This is optional. Now, if you have the foot, carefully let it go. We're going to step it all the way back. Plant the left palm inside the right foot. Reach down for the right big toe with the right hand. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot, and then extending the foot out in front of you, like we did when we were standing. Let the leg open. Lift the hips. Variation on side plank. You also could just take a regular side plank here. Let that go. Turn to the floor, vinyasa. And breathe. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, step walk or hop the feet forward. Half lift and fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. We're going to twist the other way. Let me just flip to the other end of my mat just so I can keep facing you. Right elbow outside of the left leg. Press those palms. Standing on the left foot, step the right foot back. High lunge twist. Fly the arms open if you can. And then floating up with the upper body, keep your twist, keep your lunge. If you can, look back, reach back, grabbing the outer right leg. Keep that back leg really straight and strong. And then revolve half moon. Right fingers to the floor ahead of your foot. Just float up. Do the best you can. Yes, you got it. If you wobble, if you feel like you don't got it, just keep practicing. Be where you're at. If you want to, bend that lifted knee, reach back with the hand for the foot, and then that little bow action, pulling the heel away from the hip. Stretch up and away. Let go of foot, step it back, plant the right palm, reach down and grab the left big toe, roll to the outer edge of the right foot, and then straighten out the leg in front of you and see if you can take it open. Feel the underside of your hand against the floor. Root down, lift up, look up if you can. And then let that go. Turn to the floor, take a vinyasa. And breathe here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step walk or hop the feet forward. Half lift and fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana, and we're just going to go back into a flow sequence here. Uttanasana, Ardha Uttanasana, step to plank, lower chaturanga, back bend, and downward facing dog. Some classic poses here. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Inhale, warrior one. We're going to take this to warrior three and hold the balance here. If your arms don't have space or if it's hard with the balance, press palms together in front of the heart. Reach through that back heel. And we're going to go right from here to half moon. So right hand down, regular Ardha Chandrasana, open up. Or if you like Ardha Shavasana, like we did in the Revolve half moon, maybe this will seem easier. Bend your knee behind you, reach back with the hand for the foot. Pull the heel away from the hip. Release your foot. Step back long. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Let's take a couple breaths in extended side angle. Forearm to thigh or deeper version. Fingertips outside of the shin. Root into the outer edge of the back foot. Elongate the side of the torso. And reverse. And vinyasa. Hands to the floor. Make your way back to down dog. Let's do our second side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Oh, sorry, we're going from warrior one to warrior three, of course. Same thing as before. Reach through the head and heel. You can also reach through the arms if you don't run into a window like me. Half moon, left fingers down, right arm up, twist it open. Maybe Ardha Shavasana. And let go of the foot. Step back super long. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Maybe left fingers to the floor. Inhale, reverse it. Take that vinyasa. Coming back to down dog. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, step walk or hop the feet forward. Half lift. Fold. Bend the knees. Coming through chair pose, Utkatasana. We're going to lift the heels up. Balance on the toes. And then straighten the legs. Come on up, just balancing on our toes here. Lift up, up, up. And then heels down. Step out wide for Prasarita Padottanasana. Parallel feet. Let's take it to a fold. Hands between feet. I'm going to throw in a couple of options here, but feel free to just stick with the forward fold if you like. If your head is coming to the floor, let some weight transfer to it. Heels are light. Suddenly, maybe you can float the balls of the feet off the ground. Come on up. Tripod headstand. Now, you could just come down the way you went up, but option. Bend your knees. Bring your shins to your upper arms. Feet together. See if you can float your head up and come to crow pose. Bakasana. Do what you can here. All right, and then head back down. And if the feet come down, they come down. But let's see if we can go from crow and just come out of it the way we went in. So head back down. Feet back up. Reach through the feet. Take them back down. Come back up out of Prasarita. All right, good job. Let's step back to the top of the mat. Let's take chair pose again, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. And make your way through Vinyasa back to downward facing dog. We're gonna do the same standing pose sequence we did a moment ago. This time one breath per movement, but we're gonna add on. Let's start with the right leg in the air on an inhale. Exhale, step it forward. So remember we went to warrior one, inhale. Exhale to warrior three. Inhale to half moon pose. No Ardha Shavasana here. We're gonna exhale to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And now as we go into extended side, option to bind, half bind or full bind. Drop the shoulder in front of the knee, reach the arms behind and open the heart. I encourage you to try this full bind because the next pose we're gonna do is Bird of Paradise. And it does kind of require the full bind to get there. But if it's not working for you, don't worry. Just stay with the pose as long as it feels good. When you're ready to step forward, look to your right foot and see if you can step the left foot also up to the front of your mat. Now keeping your bind, float your right leg up with you. Shoulders back, heart forward. Flex your right foot and then extend through the leg as much as you can. Now we're going to actually stay standing on our left foot. When you're ready, release your bind, bend your right knee, and we're going to bring that foot behind us for dancer pose. So grabbing the inner edge of the foot with the left hand, with the right hand, left arm goes out in front. Or if you like, both hands behind, right hand to the outer foot, left hand to the inner foot. Lift up, open the heart. We want to focus on the back bend here as well as the balance, but we can also let ourselves fold down by hinging on that standing hip. See if you can allow yourself to come fuller into a fold. When you're ready to release, like I said, I might fall, so don't worry if you do too. We're going to come to standing split, so that's where we were heading anyway. Fingers to the floor, fold in towards that left leg. And then potentially left hand behind the left ankle or heel to draw you closer. And maybe for some of you, see if you can bring the second hand there as well. Steady your gaze. If you wobble, you wobble. Just we want to try not to fall is all. And then step back when you're ready, plant the palms, take a vinyasa. We're gonna flow right into the second side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale into warrior three. Inhale, half moon. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side, half bind or full bind. Take your time moving into bird of paradise if you did on the first side. Right foot comes forward. This is from here on going to be our standing leg, the right leg. Float up with the left leg with you. Once you're up, see if you can get your shoulders back, heart forward, flex into your left foot and extend through it, the leg. Now, carefully releasing your bind as you bend your left foot or left knee, reach behind you for the inner foot. Right arm forward, left leg up and back, or both hands behind, right hand to the outer foot or ankle, left hand to the outer foot or ankle, right hand to the inner. Lift up, open, and then maybe find a fold. This can be tricky to keep the tension of the bow, and also keep the balance. So be patient with yourself. If you want to go back and try it again, you can. But our destination is going to be standing split, right? So at some point, those fingers come to the floor, the left leg straightens up behind us, and fold. Don't be afraid to fail, just try it. Right hand behind right ankle or heel, fold in. Maybe left hand as well. Step back, plant your palms, vinyasa. Breathing in down dog. This is your resting pose after all. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step walk or hop the feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Coming to chair pose, Utkatasana. Once again, we're gonna lift the heels. But this time we're going to drop the hips down to the heels, so we're balancing on our toes in a squat. I'm just going to turn to the side for this next little bit, but you can stay where you are on your mat. We're going to take a little side crow practice. So left elbow outside of the right leg, press those palms and twist. You can stay here if you want to, but if you want to go for the arm balance, left hand to the mat, right hand to the mat. Start to lean in. The leg should be on your upper left arm. You can practice this with your hip on your upper right arm, but ideally we don't want the hip anywhere, and the right arm is really just free. And then maybe scissor the legs open. Do the best you can with that as well. Come back to center. I'm sure some of you are more advanced than me and you can practice it. So go to your level, right? I'll tell you how to do it, but we're not all perfect, right? Take the right arm outside of the left leg, press those palms and twist. So we're just going to the other side. Take your time, spend more time on one side if you need to, but when you're ready to transition, try the same thing both sides. Planting the palms, shifting the weight. The elbows need to bend. Your head's gonna come pretty close to the floor, like chaturanga, and then maybe extending the legs. Come back when you're ready. Let's come down to our sit bones. And we're going to take a little boat pose here, Navasana. Hands behind the thighs, lift the heart. This is a balance pose too. So we think of it as core work, of course it is. Honestly, all balance poses are core work. From here, let's see if we can reach for the outer right foot with the left hand. Keep the left leg off the ground, extend through it, and extend through the right, twist. See if you can find your balance by using tension. Left foot pushes, or right foot pushes forward, right arm reaches back. And then we'll switch, so you can bring your knees in, grab the outer left foot, extending through both legs, twist to the left. All right, knees in, hug them in, curl into a little ball. And then let's rock to the feet and roll on up. We're gonna move to the wall for a little bit of inversion practice. Today, let's just practice some handstands. So I'm gonna give you a couple minutes maybe, but I'll give you a few seconds just to practice it straightforward, and then I'm just gonna show a variation if you want to. So I'll talk through the approach. I know everyone's in a different place with this, so take this at your own pace. If you don't need a wall and you feel safe, you can practice in the center of the room. That's not me just yet. So for handstand, hands slightly away from the wall. I like to come to a down dog and then move my shoulders forward over the wrists. Make sure your fingertips aren't right at the wall. One foot comes in as your spring leg, other foot lifts as the swing leg. Just some little hops off those bottom toes. Try to get yourself to the wall. And then you can practice balance. You can practice just holding upside down, building your stamina. Okay, so take your time with that one. If you want to move in the direction of a back bend here, what you want to do is actually move your hands further away from the wall. So I'm going to take them back kind of by my mat here. And the wall is still behind you, but it's going to feel a little more scary to swing yourself up. Maybe try it off of the other leg if you can. Now, from here, scoop your chest. Imagine you were coming to like a cobra pose. Try to look at the wall. The heels will slide down a little bit. You're already in a back bend. Want to go deeper? Bend the knees. Try to bring the tops of the feet to the wall, like your toenails. Now, from here, keep looking up at the wall. Push the tops of the feet into the wall to add a little pressure to your back bend. When you're ready to come out, straighten up a little bit first, and then come down. Woo, that one's tiring for me. Hope you're having fun. Take another moment or two to practice your inversion if you want to. And then when you're good and done, let's take Hastasana and release our wrists. So one at a time, sliding the hands under the feet, toes to wrists. Just wiggle the toes, let the head hang. Lift your shoulder blades onto your back. Okay, let's go ahead and come to a seat. We're kind of just gonna wrap up from here. Take the right leg out. Let's do a nice seated twist. So left leg over right. Use your right arm around or past the left knee to twist to the left. Flex the right leg. And then untwisting, Janu-Shirshasana, or you can do the half lotus variation by bringing the edge of the foot into the hip flexor crease. Knee comes forward. If this doesn't work for you, just solo the foot to the inner thigh. Right leg is still quad toned, foot flexed. Reach the arms up and then fold. Some of you might be able to easily reach the foot. Don't worry if you can't. If you have this half lotus, you can grab the right big toe with the right fingers and then reach behind you to grab the left big toe with the left fingers. Stay with your Ujjayi. And this, after working a little bit vigorously, that Ujjayi breath will actually calm you down if you stay with it rather than just like panting and trying to catch your breath. It might seem like it's a struggle to keep with it, but it will calm you. Carefully come back up. Let's just switch sides. So left leg out. Right foot steps over. Use your left arm around or past to take a good seated twist. And then either coming to your half lotus or just to Janu Shirshasana. If half lotus, then that heel kind of tucks in, edge of the foot to the hip flexor crease, folding, maybe binding. So our yoga practice, I always like to try to find a balance between effort and ease. I do think that a challenging practice can and ought to sometimes feel like a workout, but then you also want to find some ways to stay calm. Let's go ahead and come on up and just cross the legs again. Let's come to an easy seated position. Bring your hands to your knees, shoulders back. Just close the eyes and tune into the breath here for a moment. And see if we can just sort of establish that inner equilibrium. Coming to balance within ourselves. And then inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. I'll close this practice with you with just a simple bow forward. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you wherever you are today. Thank you so very much for joining me and sharing this practice. Namaste. All right, good work. Thanks for hanging in there. Practice can be enjoyable even if it's not perfect. I hope you had fun. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and as always, I do hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. All right, that's it for now. Join me next time. Take care. Bye-bye.